Well, I really not sure whether I'm really that good at my job.
I hear otherwise.
Well, I really don't think that. In terms that there's no way that you can be that good. I think what makes a difference in my case is one thing is the great team I was part of. Supervisors, colleagues, and when I talk colleagues, I'm not only talking about the colleagues in Asunción, but talking about colleagues all around the WHA bureau, one thing, and other friends that we have met some of the training in Washington and in Fort Lauderdale, that and also the supervisor I have had and the subordinate I have had, because that's make a group of a great team that has been part of the successful, I might say. My mom and dad. We, my dad is an foster, and my wife, my father-in-law, he already passed away. He was a carpenter, and we lived very close together. So I've seen, my family and my wife's family, very close, and they were always, hard worker, dedicated person. And besides my mom and dad and my wife's family, I also was part of the Boy Scout when I was young.
Oh.
And that thing, I think, was kind of, helping me and all the group that I was part of to, have some sort of views, different from what the normal kids of my age had having at that time. Like, you have to try to live the world in the best condition as you have found it. That's one other thing that was part of the scouting, motto to say. And so not only looking at the environment, not only looking at the nature, but everything, I have been traveling from Asunción to Ciudad del Este, which is a location about 400 kilometers away, and crossing the border and going to Brazil to see the Iguazu Falls. And we were about 200 little kids, between ages 8 to 12 probably, doing the same, And I remember when we were traveling that route from Asunción to Ciudad del Este, there were huge trees that you should, look at that to see the top of it.
Right.
It was, the forest on each side of the route was incredible. And after a while, now that you do the same route, you're gonna see no trees at all. There are some little spots, here and there, but mostly have been, cut down for crops or for agriculture, And the same thing I've seen in many other countries as well, And so the other thing in Paraguay, many years back, we used to say that in the summer, not only in the summer, but that we have two seasons. In Spanish, season is translated to stations, estaciones. When I was, young, we used to say that in Paraguay there are only two estaciones, or two seasons. One was the summer and the train station. because it was mostly time hot. Right now, Paraguay climate has changed a lot. We have hardly had hurricanes or tornadoes in Paraguay, but lately, and only this past month, there had been about, I don't know, 20 or something like that. Not as big as what you might have in the Caribbean area or in the U.S., but that has killed people. The rain is copious there, and that is because manhood has been, impacting the environment, and right now that is also having an impact on manhood, on us.